What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to do the tune-up on a 2006 Chrysler Pacifica. Also going to do some front brakes. We're going to walk through this real quickly. First thing you want to do is take that cover that lays on top of this engine, and it snaps onto these little knotty points here on some rubber grommets. So what you do is grab a hold of that cover and just pop it straight off. Then you want to come around through here, and there's a series of 10mm bolts right here, run through the center. Right through the, well, not really the center, but that edge right there on the thing, you'll see there's two rows of 10mm bolts. You want to hit both of those rows of 10mm nuts. You want to loosen up this hose so you can pop it off of there. I usually do it on this side so I don't have to undo the electrical connection or fight it off the box. Then you're going to come up here, disconnect your electrical on the front corner, disconnect your electrical here on the end. And then you're going to have a series of 5/16 nuts that go right there on that bracket on the front. Right there on the front, you'll take out those two 5/16. There'll be a 5/16 on the front of this dipstick right there where the bracket goes into the intake. You want to take out that 5/16. You want to take out the 5/16 on the oil dipstick and then twist that around to the side to get it out of your way. And then there'll be two 5/16 on the corner, one here and one right there. So again, you got your two 5/16 there, one on the dipstick, two on the corner, and one on the oil filler cap. Then you'll come around here to the back side, and your exhaust tube on the back, let's see if I can get a good shot of that. There's two 5/16 to hold this bracket on. The one time you got that loose from the intake, the hose will just wiggle around, no problem. Now one time you get to that stage, you should be able to just pick up on the intake. It should be fairly loose like that. You want to pick it up directly over top of them brackets and rest it up. I usually stick a screwdriver or something on the valve cover and hold up the intake so I can get in there to get to these front three spark plugs. Now one time you get to this stage, you'll take a T20 star socket or hex socket, and there's two nuts, one on the front and one on the back on each one of these spark plugs. Then you pick them straight up out of there like that. There's two of them on there, one on the back, one on the front. So you undo your two hex 20s, pull the spark plug, excuse me, the coil and the boot straight out of there. Now if you're going to get boots, you'll normally notice that there'll be a burn spot on the side of it up and around this area here, or a purple or a white mark. This is what you would call the spark plug wire for the 06 Chrysler Pacifica. But this one here seems to be looking pretty good. We're just going to put in a set of spark plugs. But that's the way you do it. Fairly simple, huh? I'll walk you through it one more time. Two rows of 10mm nuts. Hit your air hose. Two 5/16 on the front corner, one at the dipstick, two on the corner, and one on the filler cap. You want to hit your two electrical connections just to buy you room to pick it up and move it out of the way, and your exhaust tube. So one time you've done that, you'll pick it right on up out the hole and be able to get these front three spark plugs. Like I said, I usually use a screwdriver or something. I'll put the screwdriver on the intake and on the valve cover, and that'll hold it up out of my way while I reach in there and do these front three. Plenty of room when you do that. And then you can just set the intake back down. The intake will have a rubber gasket on it, so it is reusable. You just want to make sure that you don't knock any dirt. You can't really get a good angle at that, but right there you want to make sure you don't knock any of that dirt on top of where the gasket's going to sit. So before I put it back on, I'll clean that surface area up by lifting up the intake, reaching in there with a clean towel, and clean up all that dirt before I bolt this back on. And that's all there is to it. Do that, you can put in all 6 spark plugs on your 06 Pacifica and save yourself approximately $150, I don't know what they're going to charge, $200 labor. They'll tell you, oh my God, we got to take off the whole intake and all that stuff. So anyway, there you have it. Save yourself some money, do yourself some spark plugs. 06 Chrysler Pacifica.